I blamed my parents, because it was the easiest way to convince myself that my low self-worth was someone else's fault, in a home that was once full of laughter and abundance. Suddenly, the wealth disappeared, my mother left, and my father, already old and fragile, could no longer carry us, and there I was, the firstborn, handed poverty like an inheritance I never asked for. School became a luxury I could not afford. A weakened father and younger siblings who needed me. That was my reality, so I rose to the challenge. I learned a skill by watching others. No teacher, no encouragement, no support, just survival, but survival was never enough. Stress moved in, then anxiety, then exhaustion and frustration followed close behind, until I could barely recognize myself. So when I saw girls who seemed to have it all together, I gravitated toward them. They welcomed me. They took care of me, and for a moment it felt like relief. What I didn't know was that I had walked into a fool's paradise. And I sat down and made myself comfortable. Then came him, charming, attentive, present. A young fraudster with the gift of making you feel chosen. And for the first time in years, someone had lifted the weight off my teenage shoulders. I called it love. Looking back now, I know it was hunger for safety, for rest. For someone to say, "I've got you." His money ran out, his schemes dried up, but I stayed. Because I believed in a bounce back that never came, so I went back to my skill, still living under his roof, still carrying my family. Now carrying him too, I was feeding a grown, lazy, unambitious man, with hands that had never once been gentle to me. He began to hit me, not once, not twice, numerous times, and I stayed because I felt stuck. Because leaving felt like starting over with nothing, because somewhere deep inside, a voice had convinced me. This is what you deserve. This is the best you will get. At least you are not alone. The elders told me to run for my life. I told them both my parents were dead, because to me, they were. Other women came into that house, sat at my table, ate my food, and were paid with the money I earned, and still, I stayed. Then I got pregnant. I thought a child would soften him, rekindle something, remind him of love. Instead, it created a monster. He came home drunk that night, and he beat the baby out of me. I bled and bled, the floor beneath me holding more of my life than he ever did. He did not blink, so I crawled, slowly, fighting for every breath, until everything went dark. I woke up in a hospital bed, at the mercy of one of the very girls he had brought into my home. The one I had every reason to resent was the one God used to save my life. If you are still reading this, if something in this story felt familiar, I need you to hear me clearly. Poverty is not a reason to endure abuse. It is not a negotiation table. It is not a debt you pay with your body, your peace, or your future. She stayed because she felt she had nothing. But she had everything. She had the skills she taught herself. She had the strength that carried an entire family. She had a mind sharp enough to survive what most people would not. The problem was never that she had nothing. The problem was that she had forgotten what she was worth. Know your worth before hunger makes the decision for you, because when desperation is driving, you will park in places you were never meant to stay. You are not too broken to start again. You are not too poor to have standards. You are not too alone to choose yourself. The girl who crawled out of that room crawled into her destiny. And so can you. Don't endure, escape, rebuild. Rise, follow. Your story isn't over yet.